Throughout history, dictatorial regimes have wielded power through cunning and calculated strategies, none more effective than the sinister art of divide and rule. By exploiting ethnic and religious differences, these regimes fracture societies, ensuring their grip on power remains unchallenged. This is the story of how dictators manipulate political, social, economic, and diplomatic systems to divide populations and consolidate control. Imagine a country with a rich tapestry of ethnic groups and religious communities. A dictator rises to power, promising unity, but secretly weaponizing these differences to maintain dominance. The first move: identify existing tensions and amplify them. This strategy played out starkly in Rwanda under the Hutu-led regime, where ethnic propaganda turned neighbors against one another, culminating in one of the darkest chapters of human history, the 1994 Genocide. Politically, divide and rule thrives in creating systems that favor one group while marginalizing others. Laws are tailored to privilege a dominant ethnic or religious faction, sowing resentment and mistrust among the rest. For example, Saddam Hussein's Ba'athist regime in Iraq heavily favored Sunni Arabs, alienating the Shia majority and Kurdish minority. This deliberate favoritism ensured that opposition groups were too fragmented to unite against the regime. Socially, dictators manipulate narratives to deepen divisions. State-controlled media churn out propaganda, casting certain ethnic or religious groups as threats to national security. Education systems are co-opted to rewrite history, portraying the ruling group as saviors and others as enemies. In Yugoslavia, Slobodan Milosevic's regime used media to stoke ethnic tensions, painting Serbs as victims of a hostile world and justifying brutal crackdowns on Croats, Bosnians, and Albanians. Economic control is another weapon in the dictator's arsenal. Resources are allocated strategically to reward loyalty and punish dissent. Jobs, land, and funding are disproportionately given to favored groups, creating economic dependencies that breed resentment among the marginalized. Zimbabwe, under Robert Mugabe, saw land reforms designed to benefit his political allies while impoverishing opposition strongholds. This economic disparity served to entrench divisions and stifle unity. Diplomatically, dictators exploit ethnic and religious divides to manipulate foreign perceptions. By portraying themselves as indispensable mediators in volatile regions, they secure international support while suppressing dissent at home. Bashar al-Assad's regime in Syria, for instance, capitalized on the fear of Islamist extremism to frame its brutal crackdown on opposition groups as a fight against terrorism, ensuring continued backing from key allies. The divide and rule strategy reaches its apex in the creation of fear and paranoia. Dictators establish networks of informants and secret police to ensure that trust among citizens is eroded. In Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler's regime used propaganda to vilify Jews and other minorities, fostering a climate where betrayal became a survival tactic. This fractured society, making collective resistance almost impossible. But the story doesn't end there. The very divisions that dictators exploit can also be their undoing. When marginalized groups find common cause, they can rise against tyranny. South Africa's apartheid regime, built on racial division, ultimately fell when oppressed groups united in a shared struggle for equality. The tale of dictatorial regimes is a chilling reminder of how power can be maintained through division. Yet, it also highlights the resilience of the human spirit. Even in the face of systematic oppression, unity can triumph over division, and justice can prevail against the darkest forces of control.